This morning, we are going to take you through the news making the headlines on The Guardian, Leadership, Vanguard, Punch, Daily Post, The Nation, This Day, and if time permits, we are also going to take a look at Nigerian Tribune newspapers. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080 You can as well send SMS on 081 or 081 I am Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper this morning. Night travel turns tragic as 12 killed in Yobe road accident. NBA demands immediate release of human rights lawyer Farotimi. Nigeria loses over $200 billion to corruption, procurement, irregularities. Police nab fake soldier fraudsters. Rescue abducted pregnant woman. Shallow graves discovered as security dislodge IPOB ESN camps in Imo. Mufa faces setback as court accepts EFCC evidence from FBI analysis. 52 million naira fraud. Church leaders jailed. Property seized in Lagos. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency arrests 14,480 traffickers, seizes record 2.4 million kg of illicit drugs in 10 months. Whitney, court adjourns case to December 11th as new testimonies emerges. Civil society groups issue ultimatum over ex-NLC leader's controversial death. Family announces burial of Elder Lawrence Ayeremi. Army chief warns clerk to adapt or lag behind in evolving tech landscape. 56 shops rooms raised as lorry collides with high-tension cable in a lorry. 2 years after hoodlums attack, Ebonyi police officers operate in makeshift station. LASMA takes Drive Safely, Stay Alive campaign to parks, garages. Secondary school teacher demoted for disrespecting NYSC uniform. Security guard fakes kidnap, slashes a ransom from 50 million to 15 million. Human Rights Writers Association laws National Drug Law Enforcement Agencies Act amendment advocates financial autonomy for agency. Team recount miraculous escape as fire wipes out family of 6 in Osun tragedy. EFCC arraigns man for alleged $3,500 fraud. Northern leaders lift suspension on ACF chairman Osman. Ex-NLC share slumps dies during alleged dispute with police in Edo. Ondo lawmaker Makinde facilitates relief materials for flood victims. Gunmen kidnap councillor, 8 others in Kogi. Kogi government orders closure of Zango market over security concerns. Ogun police blames hookup for high rate of missing girls. Nigeria to host 68th United Nations Tourism CAF meeting. Minister, Nigeria to host 68th United Nations Tourism CAF meeting. Minister, pay our pension arrears. Ex-servicemen urges federal government. Bandits plans explosives kill travelers in Zamfara. 12 die in Yobe road accident. Shallow graves discovered as security dislodge IPOB ESN camps in Imo. Mother's nightmare ends as police rescue 5 abducted children. 2 years after hoodlums attack, we've taken this. Husband recounts heartbreaking ordeal of wife's stabbing by apprentice. Group refurbishes police, colleges, Ikeja library. Human Rights Writers Association laws National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Act amendment advocates financial autonomy for agency. That's the much we can take from the Guardian newspaper this morning. You are listening to newspaper headlines on Ebonadi103.5FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080 You can as well send the SMS message on 081 3839 7740 or 081 39256742. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the Guardian newspaper, will flip over to the leadership newspaper. 18 Nasarawa students get one band scholarship. CBN clarifies staff retrenchment exercise. Economy. Adebisi proposes new enterprise Nigeria model at Adenuga annual lecture. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency arrests 480 suspects in 10 months. Reps probe Abuja Almajiri Rehabilitation Center. Reps probe, we've taken this. And NRC announces special train services for festive season. 18 Nasarawa students gets one band scholarship. We've taken this. Still on the stories making the headlines on the leadership newspaper this morning. $1 million invested in contraceptive services saves $3. Stakeholders. Grace Ike emerges first female NUJ FCT Council chairman. Nigeria Today magazine holds annual lecture. Tinubu felicitates Tanko Yakasai at 99, while we are raising awareness against gender-based violence. Center LSD. No excuse for violence against women. Unlocking Nigeria's gold mine, billionaires and bonds. Lamentations as Nigerians confront economic hardship during Christmas season. States and revenue generation. Tax bills and EFCC largest recovery. Federal government files charge against Niger Dock directors over alleged tax evasion. Tax reform bills. Civil society organizations kick as federal government blames opposition on ignorance. Bandits plant explosives along Zamfara Road, kill 12. Manufacturers' economic confidence index drops in Q3. We should move beyond women inclusion by 2027. Abbas. UNICEF laws Jigawa's 30% budget allocation to education. Man City ends 7 game winless. Run trash Nottingham 3-0. Still on the stories making the headlines on the leadership newspaper this morning. Man City end 7 game winless run. Trash Nottingham Forest 3-0. UK-based Nigerian pastor risk deportation over alleged £1.87 million fraud. Shola drive-in movie theater set to bring outdoor movie magic to Lagos. 12 killed as terrorists plant explosive devices on Zamfara Highway. Port Harcourt refinery up running. NMPC insists. IYPF kicks against tax reform bill, says proposals of favor elites. EFCC arraigned siblings for alleged defrauding American $43,850,000, 18.6 million naira in Enugu. EFCC arraigned siblings for allegedly defrauding American $43,850, 18 million 600,000 naira in Enugu. Tinubu returns to Abuja after visit to France, South Africa. Bronu retiree wins 20 million naira in First Ladies hashtag every home a garden competition. Netflix denies withdrawal from Nigerian market. Hybrid group graduates 15 HSE trainees. Business owners hold special prayers over 70-day power outage in Kanu. Nigeria hails election of Nandi Ndatiwa as Namibian first female president. 43 years after ADBN's Grace Ike emerges first female NUJ council chair in FCT. Almajiri reps to prove Abuja Rehabilitation Center to address street begging. NIMC CBN orders sued over alleged digital rights breaches. Senate passes investment security bills for third reading. NITDA NUC partner to enhance digital literacy in varsities. NITDA NUC partner to enhance digital literacy in varsities. 2027 comment. ACF recalls suspended NEC chairman Osman. Elevator shoes. Are you looking for to add a few inches of height? Tinubu felicitates elder statesman Tanko Yakasai at 99. Opeboro appoints Inegbe as SA on communication strategy, media projects. House of Reps approves Solid Mineral Development Fund. Yuletide NRC announces special train services for festive season. Cash smuggling scandal. Police denies Inspector General of Police involvement. Suspend 4 officers over 43 million naira theft. Bringing financial inclusion gaps a key to $1 trillion economy vision, says Vice President Chetima. Senate summons Keyamo, NCAA DG, orders over flight delays, cancellations. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency arrested 14,480 suspects in 10 months. Mawa Governor Abiodu presents 1.55 trillion naira 2025 budget proposal to Ogun Assembly. Commissioner of Police orders a probe into death of ex-Edo NLC chairman. Despite distraction, we are still providing services. Projects. Governor Fubara report highlights environment risk from PM pollution in Lagos. Report highlights environmental risk from PM pollution in Lagos. FAAN to penalize airport security personnel over extortion of passengers. That's the much we can take from the leadership newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the leadership newspaper, we'll flip over to the Vanguard newspaper. Shell awards $1.98 billion contracts to indigenous firms. Shell awards $1.98 billion contracts to indigenous firms. InterSwitch sponsors CEBIH 2024 conference, collaborates to foster payment system vision 2030. CIG Motors partners FCMB to simplify vehicle ownership. Stock market regulation, investment and securities bill skills second reading. Tax reform bills. Why Senate suspended further legislative actions. New bank notes. How policemen stole 43.16 million naira out of 74.9 million naira from owners. CNG, Nigeria's conversion centers rise to 158. Labour Party unveils grassroots plan for 2027, moves to inaugurate state coordinators. Obi, Falana condemn arrest of activist Farotimi. Lawmakers in rowdy session over tax bill comment by Rep. Rotimi. Tax reform, don't be in a rush. Hold public hearing. P2B tells federal government. Atiku condemns Farotimi's arrest, accuses Tinubu of suppressing free speech. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, 23-year-old ex-convict attempts to escape from Ibadan courtroom. Police link missing girls' racial killings to hookups. Highlights of Vanguard's 40th anniversary celebration. Health worker, husband, 3 children told to leave UK after sponsor loses license. US Mayor Yemi Mobolade under investigation for plotting racist attack to win election. And that's the much we can take from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. You are listening to newspaper headlines on Ebonadi 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 08065796599. Send SMS to 08138397740 or 08139256742. From the Vanguard newspaper, we'll flip over to the Punch newspaper. Bitcoin sells past $100,000 amid Trump's pro-crypto revolution. Bitcoin sells past $100,000 amid Trump's pro-crypto revolution. Senate summons Kiyamo over flight delays orders. Fuel imports hit 2.3 billion liters despite local production. Atiku, Afenifere knock police as court remands a human rights lawyer. Farotimi, PSC chair warns against bribery in police academy admission. Soludo promises to end 21-year power outage at Odumegwu Ojukwu Varsity. PDP will teach APC lessons in Oyo, Osun, Makinde. Senate criminalizes maize export, fixes 1-year jail. Tax reform. Senate suspends debate. Panel meets AGF today. Naira devaluation raises foreign debt by 30 trillion naira. Report. Couple jailed 16 years for 52 million naira fraud in Lagos. Police arrest one over Osun farmers killing. Lagos Commissioner of Police declines comment over 6 mixing party girls. Police trail suspected killers of Ogun Guard. Panic as police motorcycle operators clash in Lagos. Fire killed 3, destroyed 132.4 million naira property in November. Kanu officials. Para school teacher demoted for assaulting corps member. Kogi moves. Kogi vows tough action against councillor. Others. Kidnappers. Zenith Bank wins FTX Bank of the Year award. Industry minister to engage CBN over $2.4 billion FX forward contracts. YOT won't join ZLP. Abia Labour Party chairman. Why I am pushing for removal of immunity for political leaders. Rivers Rep. Edo Governor Election Tribunal begins pre-hearing Monday. Okocha emerges Rivers APC chairman. I won't lose sleep over re-election. Oyebanji tells politicians. Reps tackle spokesman over support for Tinubu's tax reform bills. Senate passes investments securities bill for third reading. Reps tackle spokesman over support for Tinubu's tax reform bills. How Tinubu's ferry critics became spokespersons, loyalists. Ex-aviation minister Osita Jidoka pits PDP. That's the much we can take from the Punch newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning. From the Punch newspaper, we'll flip over to the Daily Post newspaper. Oborowori threatens to sanction erring public officials. NCC highlights significance of designating telecoms assets as a CNII. Tinubu, Nigeria's Messiah, will be praised by everyone. Rep member Abejide. Tinubu, Nigeria's Messiah, will be praised by everyone. Reps member Abejide. Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu won't compromise, can't be used for 2027. Kanuta, nothing will bring me down. Pastor Tobi Adeboyega, alleged tax evasion. Nigerian government sues Niger Dock, 7 directors. 16 days of activism. Ogun commits to safety for women, girls. Tax reforms crucial for national growth. National Orientation Agency. Flight delays. Nigeria Senate summons Aviation Minister, NCAA, other key stakeholders. Stakeholders boost advocacy for elimination of cervical cancer in Nigeria. Niger legislators invite AEDC area manager on breach of contract. Is Rivers turn to produce President General Ohaneze? And that's the much we can take from the Daily Post newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning, from the Daily Post newspaper, we'll flip over to the Nation newspaper. Nimasa champions innovative financing. Tinubu returns to Abuja after France, South Africa trips. Coastal State Bill passes first reading in Senate. Don profiles new economic model for Nigeria. Film cinema fosters national unity, says Musawa. Farotimi to remain in detention till December 10th. Minister, partner federal government in infrastructure. Skincare firm Bestdorf support pediatric cancer with 16 million naira donation. Tax reform bills. Senate executives in bid for consensus. South Africa targets Nigeria Litman for e-vehicle revolution. 61 aircraft to join Nigerian Air Force fleet next year. Brunu housewife wins RHI. Hashtag every home a garden competition's 25 million naira prize. CBN's early exit plan voluntary. Zenith is Bank of the Year, says Bankers Magazine. Tinubu returns to Abuja after France, South Africa trips. Sanwo-Olu emphasizes need to tax reforms. Feweze claims Ikeja Golf Club Championship title. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Nation newspaper this morning. Residents get kudos for investing in community. NUJFCT gets first female chairman. Cleric assures Nigerians of better days ahead. Digital media firm to expand into Francophone Africa, Asia. Firm more revenue drive through tech innovation. Association of Waste Managers of Nigeria to revolutionize waste management. Kosharis Motors displays renowned talent at Motor Fair. Nigeria hails Namibia first female president-elect, Nandi Ndatiwa. Sky Meet showcases Mercedes-Benz E-Class in Banana Island. Senate summons Kiyamo, airline operators over incessant flight delays, cancellations. Association to empower youths in Delta. Senate passes bill on investment securities for third reading. NRC announces special train service ahead Yuletide. Foundation donates relief materials to Brunu flood victims. Food crisis. Senate criminalizes exportation of unprocessed maize. Tinubu committed to Nigeria's well-being, says First Lady. How ex-Kwara Governor Commissioner misappropriated 5 billion naira UBEC fund by witness. That's the most we can take from the Nation newspaper this morning. You are listening to newspaper headlines on Ebonadi 103.5 FM. We'll now go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines on this day newspaper. Please stay with us.
The century is gone. When you have Ebona, the 103.5 FM, here, what are you celebrating today? Birthdays, wedding anniversary, traditional wedding, chieftaincy conferment, or fala, etc. Approach Ebona, the 103.5 FM, Ogidi today to document your event. Ebona, the 103.5 FM offers you live coverage of your events on radio and social media, video and photo coverages, feature on magazines, photo books, and others, news coverage of political and other events. Take this offer and receive a complete coverage. For more information, call or WhatsApp 08065796599, or you visit Ebona the 103.5 FM Ogidi opposite Ogunike Boys inside the Open Residency Hotel Ogidi.
There is for child, Jesus Christ was born on Christmas Day.
Christmas this year, 2024, is going to be off the hook.
Where are my choristers?
As Ebonadi 103.5 FM presents Ebonadi Christmas Carol of 9 lessons live performance
featuring
Sion Choir and Teresa Catholic Church, Umonia.
Our Ladies Catholic Church Choir, Ogidi, and the St. Michael and All Angels Anglican Church Choir, Ogidi.
Ebonadi on-air personalities and many choristers.
It
is happening at the Open Residency Hotel, Ogidi, which will take place on the 15th of December 2024. The Christmas Carol party will start by 2 o'clock.
For inquiries and sponsorship, please call us on 080-657-96599.
Ebonadi 103.5 FM, Christmas Carol. Come, let's worship Christ the Lord, the season of love.
Jesus Christ was born on Christmas Day.
Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Nabakoa production. Now my business is mine. When I will tell you HJ radio drama, Enrico. Akụkọ ihe mere n'ime ogbe. HJ radio drama, Enrico, Ghana Dialogue every Monday, 8 o'clock p.m. with a repeat broadcast on Saturday, 3 o'clock p.m. Now, Ebona 103.5 FM.
If you move by finish your business,
Residency Hotels, Leofin Ogidi. Ogidi's #1 place for all type of events. Burunia Dewa from corporate to social gathering or any type of parties, even end of year parties from the club. We have air-conditioned hall and outdoor space of a very good capacity. When Neviano come, let us celebrate your event in style. Residency Hotel, Leofin Ogidi. If you are somebody with a taste, when Emmanuel back in it, I want delicious meals, drinks and spirits brewed in different parts of the world. For booking, call 081-4567-8901.
One more. Come, let's make your event come through the way it's dream or your plan of why. Residency Hotels Leofino, Gidi or Gidi's best place for premium events. As for Namagoroge, Mwakazian Day Hacking.
Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at Ebonade 103.5 FM with Martin Ifan Shuku here every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties on political process, views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebonade 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a date.
Ogidi Kwenu, Ndogidi Kwenu. Adogidi Beauty Show is here again. Adogidi 2024. Now, and keep as well. Ijawele, are you up to 18 and above? Register now and win up to 1 million naira. Ebunwa Muluno Gidi Land or Wadiana. Come and represent your heritage where beauty, brain, and culture blends, empowering the women, enhancing excellence, beauty with a purpose, supporting education, and securing a future. For forms and inquiries, please call or WhatsApp 080-6329-0766 or 090-13566-263. Social media platforms at Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook at Adogidi Beauty Pageant. Forms are available at all residency hotels nationwide. And the deadline for the registration is on the 10th of December 2024. Adogidi Beauty Pageant Show. Don't miss out. Arise. Kunye.
You're welcome back to Newspaper Headlines on Ebon at the 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080-6579-6599. You can as well send SMS to 081-3839-7740 or 081-3925-6742. We are on to this day newspaper. Oyedele, derivation formula will reduce inequitable resource distribution. Zenith Bank emerges Bank of the Year, Nigeria in the Banker Awards 2024. Ozodema, Nigeria has no reason to struggle to feed its population, provide employment for youth. Chetima, $1 trillion economy by 2030 will remain a mirage without a private sector partners. Sanusi, Abaribie, Anyim, Okorocha, by reducing maternal infant mortality, we are expanding access to quality care across Nigeria. MD, Iwosan, Lagoon Hospitals. Finally, Senate passes ISB 2024 into law. Submarine cable cuts. ITU, ICPC move to fortify cable networks with international advisory body. European Union, IDEA orders push to bolster ICPC capacity to fight corruption in Nigeria. Wema Bank Hacolics 5.0, empowering innovators, shaping Africa's digital future. 11 banks generate 6.5 trillion naira from loans and advances amid interest rate hike. That's the most we can take from this day newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning. From this day newspaper, we'll flip over to Nigerian Tribune newspaper. AMAE 2024. Oyebamji, Ogbeifon, Omataye. Others examine maritime arts. NMPCL boss to Nigerians. Port Harcourt refinery is will, not fantasy. NMPCL boss to Nigerians. Port Harcourt refinery is will, not fantasy. Prosecution of cases most critical in fight against corruption. ICPC chairman. NYSC laws para governments prompt sanctions following assault on core member. Sokoto stakeholders advocate inclusive education. Energy sector reps ask federal government to upscale lithium industry value chain. Oshun ruling houses protest appointment of non-indigenes as Onira of Iluiran. Reps tackle federal government over non-compliance with Tobacco Control Act underfunding. Ifon Ilobu killing. Police apprehend suspect in Oshun. Civil society organizations kick against outcomes of COP29 carbon credit. NRC to run special end-of-year train services. Nigeria woos global investors with digital mining platforms at UK conference. Court issues bench warrant against ex-AMCON MD Kuru over alleged 76 billion naira, $31.5 million fraud. Nigeria should move beyond women inclusion by 2027. Speaker Abbas. That's the much we can take from the Nigerian Tribune this morning. That will also mark the conclusion of all that we have for you on this particular edition of Newspaper Headlines on Ebonadi 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 08065796599. You can as well send SMS to 08138397740 or 08139256742. Now we'll flip over to our WhatsApp portal. On our WhatsApp portal this morning, we have this message is coming from Comrade Manli Uduagu from Udmubusi, and he says, for Nigeria to grow, we need to chart a new direction, a mature, constructive, and purposeful approach to issues affecting the interests of our people. To me, that's what politics should be about. Honestly, as a people, we cannot fulfill our national aspiration, aims, and hope until we move away from our primitive, ethnocentric preoccupation at the national level and personality politics at the state level to politics of issues. The task ahead is great and requires the honest involvement of all and sundry in the service of the nation. May God help us. Comrade Manly Oduago from Odumobosi, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Still on our WhatsApp portal, we have this message coming from a famous Christian. He's joining us from Ifite village, Agluzibo. Thank you so much for joining us. Also on our WhatsApp portal, we have this message is coming from Mwadoto Patrick from Monteje, and he says, I quite agree with that. Hookup syndrome is responsible for missing girls, which has become an everyday news in the recent time. I'm yet to understand why somebody who is hale and hearty, particularly young girls, should choose hookups as a profession, whereas there are so many other noble professions they can conveniently engage themselves. The most annoying and pathetic aspect of it is that there are also so many married women who engage in such dirty business, and that makes me to ask myself what the heck can make a married woman and even unmarried girls to involve themselves in such ugly business. Though I am not unmindful of economic hardship in the country, but still somebody who is determined and focused can still survive without engaging in hookups. Biblically, it is against the will of God. Morally, it is against the laws of the land. And finally, there are lots of danger, such as death, missing, etc., that are associated to such things. I therefore advise our young girls and women to desist from the act for their own interest. This is coming from Maloto Patrick from Monteja. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Still on our WhatsApp portal, we have this message. It's coming from Valentine Edene from Umpo, and he says the rep member who said that Tinubu is a Nigerian messiah is a pure parasitic psychopath, and he is living on government grants. That's why he knows nothing, even price of cup of rice in the market. Let him. That he is representing thousands of people, not Tinubu. So, how many bags of rice has he given to his people to prove that Tinubu is a real messiah, as he said? Valentine Edene from Umpo. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. From our WhatsApp portal, we'll flip over to our SMS portal. We have this message. This one says, there's no name to it, but it says, I thank God for those children that was rescued from kidnappers by our policemen, and may God Almighty deliver all Nigerians from evil people. True. Okay, the message is not complete, but please, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Still on our SMS portal, we have this message. It is coming from Godwin Ayebunam from Umumbo, Ayamelum, local government area of Anambra State. And it says Tinubu should not be in a haste on tax reform. He needs to seek public opinion before approval. This is to ensure transparency. This is democracy, not autocracy. Godwin Ayebunam from Umumbo, Ayamelum. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Still on our SMS portal this morning, we have this message is coming from Mayor Onye Njikoka, and he says Tinubu returns after France, a South Africa trip. And he says, you are welcome, Mr. President. Where else will you go to now? Let him check before the year runs out, because that Aso Villa is so hot for him. Please, we need to know how many uh, traps he has gone. Okay, how many trips he has gone since he entered office. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Mayor Onye Njikoka. Still on our SMS portal, Godwin Ayebunam from Umumbo, Ayamelum local government area of Anambra State says workers in Ebonyi are right by going on with their strike. The governor of Ebonyi should borrow a leave from other governors that have implemented the minimum wage. Godwin Ayebunam from Umumbo, Ayamelum local government. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Well, this is the spot where we'll call it a day on this particular edition of newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Remember, it comes your way weekdays in the morning once it's 7 o'clock. So keep a date and don't touch the dial of Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Once it's 8:20 this morning, we'll be back with joy with birthday splash. So keep a date and don't touch the dial. Till we meet again, I am Martin. Have a blessed morning.
challenges of
So,
documenting memories in the
going
21st
it.
century is gone. When you have Ebona, the 103.5 FM, here, what are you celebrating today? Birthdays, wedding anniversary, traditional wedding, chieftaincy conferment, or fala, etc. Approach Ebona, the 103.5 FM, Ogidi today to document your event. Ebona, the 103.5 FM offers you live coverage of your events on radio and social media, video and photo coverages feature on magazines, photo books, and others, news coverage of political and other events. Take this offer and receive a complete coverage. For more information, call or WhatsApp 08065796599 or you visit Ebona the 103.5 FM Ogidi opposite Ogunike Boys inside the Ovin Residency Hotel Ogidi.
There is boy child, Jesus Christ was born on Christmas Day.
Christmas this year, 2024, is going to be off the hook.
Where are my choristers?
Kedu ndị ụka anyị ikwu ukwe na-amasị?
As Ebonadi 103.5 FM present Ebonadi Christmas Carol of 9 Lessons live performance
Featuring
Zion Choir and Teresa Catholic Church, Umuoya.
Our Ladies Catholic Church Choir Ogidi and the Saint Michael and All Angels Anglican Church Choir Ogidi.
Ebonadi on-air personalities and many choristers.
Nakwa ndị ọzọ.
It is happening at the Yobe Residency Hotel, Ogidi, which will take place on the 15th of December 2024. The Christmas Carol party will start by 2 o'clock.
For inquiries and sponsorship, please call us on 080-657-96599.
Ebonadi 103.5 FM, Christmas Carol. Come, let's worship Christ the Lord, the season of love.
Christmas Day. There is boy child, Jesus Christ was born on Christmas Day.
Residency Hotels Leofino Ogidi. Ogidi's #1 place for all type of events. Burunia Dewa from corporate to social gathering or any type of parties, even end of year parties on the club. We have air-conditioned hall and outdoor space of a very good capacity. When Neviano come, let us celebrate your event in style. Residency Hotel Leofino Ogidi. If you are somebody with a zibote taste, when Emmanuel back in the I want delicious meals, drinks and spirits brewed in different parts of the world. For booking, call 081-45-67-8901. One more. Come, let's make your event come through the way it's dream or your plan of why. Residency Hotels Leofino Gidi or Gidi's best place for premium events. Ask for an amagoroge,
Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at Ebona, the 103.5 FM with Martin Ifeanyi Chukwuike every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties on political process. Views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebona at 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a date. Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Napapoa production. Police for vigilante. Now my business. When I will tell you HJ radio drama, Erico. Akụkọ ihe na-eme iwe Radio drama Eriko Ghana Dialogue every Monday 8 o'clock p.m. with a repeat broadcast on Saturday 3 o'clock p.m. Now, everyone at the 103.5 FM.
Amara mi le wa di la mo. Ko ma ku na ga do na ra ko na ni ko na ni. Nke ka ku ke mo na na ma ku na ya mo le.
Okay, guys, thank you. Like, subscribe, and share, right? You rock. The subscribe button is right here. Download.